Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Gabby Schmidt, and I'm excited to dive right into the role of response to intervention, or RTI, and its impact in America right here in the RPS district. RTI is an essential framework for supporting our students' diverse needs, and today we're going to explore how it's shaping education not only across America, but within our own district. Our goal is to understand how well students are being served, particularly our ESL and SPED students. Your insights and questions are invaluable, so please feel free to engage throughout our discussion. All right, let's begin this journey together. So here is a brief overview. So the RPS district might be playing hide and seek with some holes in special ed and RTI and MTSS setups. A burning question is, are students, especially those in ESL and SPED programs, getting the superhero treatment they deserve? All right. So RTI, or Response to Intervention, is structured around 3 tiers. Tier 1 involves general instruction that everyone receives. Tier 2 offers targeted small group interventions for students needing a bit more help. And Tier 3 provides individualized support for those who require the most attention. These tiers ensure that each student receives the appropriate level of support based on their unique needs. It's a collaborative effort among teachers, parents, school staff, and counselors to evaluate and support students effectively. By understanding and applying this framework, we aim to create an inclusive environment where all students, including those in ESL and SPED programs, can thrive. All right, there's MTSS, or Multi-Tier System of Supports. This school-wide framework designed to ensure every student receives the academic, behavior, and social emotional support they need to excel. Now, you might be familiar with RTI that we just went over, which is part of this framework. MTSS, however, is broader and covers more ground. It's not just about academics, but also places a strong emphasis on behavior and social emotional learning, commonly referred to as SEL. These 3 pillars, academic, behavior, and SEL, work together to create a supportive environment for all students, helping them to thrive in multiple aspects of their school life. By focusing on these areas, MTSS ensures a holistic approach to student success, addressing the diverse needs of students, including those learning English as a second language and students in special education. Keep these areas in mind as they are crucial to understanding how we can effectively support every learner in our school community. Screening and monitoring. Students ought to be evaluated a minimum of 3 times each year. Ongoing monitoring is crucial for tracking academic process and identifying students who may be at risk. ESL student challenges. Firstly, it's crucial to understand that teachers often hesitate to recommend interventions for ESL because of potential misinterpretations. This hesitation stems from a risk of mistaking language gaps for learning disabilities. Consider, for instance, a student in a science class who isn't receiving English as a second language support. Without proper intervention, we might misinterpret their struggle with the language of instruction as a learning issue rather than a language one. As the quote on the slide reminds us, a student's language is part of who she or he is. This underlines the importance of respecting and integrating students' linguistic backgrounds into our educational strategies. Let's remember that our goal is to nurture each student's potential by recognizing and supporting their unique language needs. All right, cultural and dialect considerations. It's crucial to understand that dialect does not impact a student's reading ability. This is an important point to emphasize as it challenges common misconceptions. Let's address how biases can affect teachers' expectations. Teachers may unconsciously lower expectations for students who have different accents or come from diverse cultural backgrounds. This can have a significant impact on students' educational experiences and their self-esteem. To illustrate, consider African students who speak strong English but are still perceived as newcomers. This perception often results from biases, not from the student's actual language abilities. It's essential that we recognize and address these biases to ensure all students are given equal opportunities to succeed. As we move forward, let's keep in mind the importance of valuing each student's unique cultural and linguistic background. This understanding is key to fostering an inclusive and supportive educational environment. So there are some RPS special educational issues. In one of my articles, a parent filed a complaint against Rockford Public Schools for not providing required special education services, specifically 11 weeks of mandated speech therapy for her child. The district struggled to fill speech pathologist positions, and the parent discovered her son was on a wait list 3 weeks into the school year. After months of communication with the district, which only offered summer lessons, the parents filed a state complaint, leading to her child finally receiving help. This situation highlights concerns about districts' responsibilities to fulfill IEP requirements and suggests that staffing shortages should not excuse the denial of support. It reflects a broader issue of inconsistent special education services nationwide, emphasizing the need for proactive solutions to ensure timely support for students with disabilities. Next, I'm going to show you a 5-minute video about this parent and her suggestions and concerns through REX 13.
Good evening, I'm Dylan Valencia. Tonight, 13 Investigates is looking into Rockford Public Schools 205 after one parent filed a complaint with the state of Illinois against the district after learning her son was not receiving federally mandated special education minutes. And tonight, we have answers in this 13 Investigates exclusive.
I was frustrated that the district did not communicate this.
One parent, amongst many, frustrated that her son was not receiving federally mandated IEP minutes, better known as individualized education programs.
About 3 weeks into the school year, I asked his amazing teacher, is he getting his minutes? And she did some inquiring and found out that he was put on a wait list.
To this parent, who wishes to remain anonymous, it's 3 weeks too long. You may remember 13 Investigates reporting what IEP minutes are. To catch you up to speed, these are minutes that are federally mandated and required by the state of Illinois for students who have individualized education programs. Some students receive minutes from social workers, in this case, her son, receiving them for speech pathology.
It's really important that he can be understood when he's speaking and that people are not confused or have ideas about him because of the way he speaks. There's no such thing as a wait list when it comes to a student's IEP. There is a delay in services, but there is no wait list. That's not something that is acceptable.
She says RPS 205 tells her their reasoning was they could not fill speech pathology positions to meet staffing demands.
I understand that they are struggling to fill positions. However, that is a district administration issue that became my child's issue. I had then formally requested that the district pay for outside services.
She says after almost 3 months of back and forth, the district could only promise her son would receive minutes in the summer.
Parents are advocates for their children, and when you need additional help and your child is not receiving what they deserve and what they're entitled to, the next step is to ensure they're going to get what they deserve. The state of Illinois needs to require the district to provide those services.
Submitting a complaint to the Illinois State Board of Education. In that complaint, she says Rockford School District 205 has denied my son free appropriate public education by failing to implement his individualized education program as required under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. She later goes on to state, I received an email from district administrators stating the district was denying my request for compensation or reimbursement for outside speech therapy.
The state did say that RPS was in violation of not providing services for a student with an IEP.
Illinois State Board of Education confirming that RPS 205 must correct their actions by January 30th, 2025, with further corrective action by June 30th. They say districts must provide documentation demonstrating they have resolved the issue and meet requirements. These requirements include providing the state a summary of all students in the district who require minutes, plus a list of those who have yet to receive them. RPS 205 Special Education Department sharing with 13WREX, quote, we cannot comment on individual student minutes and services, but the issue of past speech services has been resolved. This parent now telling us her son is receiving these minutes, but to her, it took a complaint with the state to make it happen.
They knew on the first day of school that they did not have adequate speech and language pathologists.
Now she's calling on other parents to stand up and speak up for your children and reminding others that filing a complaint with the state is an option.
You are your child's advocate. No one is going to give your child anything, even if it is their responsibility to do it. My children's school is a great school to go to, and I just wish that perhaps at the administrative level, they could do some reflection to figure out how to retain some of these wonderful service providers.
And tonight, the Illinois State Board of Education sharing they monitor the entire complaint process to ensure compliance. Now, if districts do not comply with correction, further discipline will take place.
All right, let's continue. So, I hope this made an impact because this was very recent. But you know what's also recent? Teacher shortages. It's important to note that teacher shortages are especially pronounced in special education, math, and science. I'm not sure why. Science is pretty cool, you guys. These are critical areas that require immediate attention to ensure our students receive a quality education. Moreover, a significant 65% of school leaders have reported that the candidates they see often lack the proper credentials. This statistic, sourced from the Illinois State Board of Education, highlights a clear disconnect between the demand for qualified educators and the current supply. As we reflect on these points, consider the long-term implications of our education system and the future of our students. All right, we also have a paraprofessional shortage. There's a notable shortage of paraprofessionals, which is a hurdle for delivering the support students need. Another concern is workplace bullying, which contributes to low retention rates. This creates a cycle where we struggle to retain skilled paraprofessionals, thereby impacting the quality of education and support available to our students. I personally know someone at one of the RPS high schools who is a paraprofessional. She's gone through college and everything, and she does not get paid enough. Let's just say that. But she is struggling with workplace bullying. A lot of teachers don't want her around. I'm not sure exactly why. They may not personally mix with her or have a bond, or I don't know, maybe it's a personality difference. I'm not sure. But they talk about her behind her back, saying that she's useless and they don't need her. She doesn't help that much, which is crazy because I personally have subbed in classrooms that she works in, and she does really well. So workplace bullying is a huge impact to keeping paraprofessionals as well as subs and teachers. Ultimately, these shortages mean students with IEPs may not receive the necessary support they require to thrive. So how can we as a community come together to support our paraprofessionals better? All right, using data for RTI. Our secret weapon here are progress monitoring scores, attendance records, and behavior charts. These trusty sidekicks help us navigate interventions like pros. Take a color-coded behavior chart, for instance. Not only are they eye-catching, but they also double as motivational boosters for students, whether flying solo or in class. These charts, These charts dish out instant feedback, which is key to motivating students and clarifying those all-important behavior goals. By weaving these data-driven gems into our strategy, we can customize our interventions and better cater to the unique needs for our students. All right, early screening tools. High-quality instruction is beneficial for all students, but early screening plays a vital role in identifying those at risk. By catching potential challenges early on, we can tailor intervention and support, ensuring every student has the opportunity to thrive. This proactive approach allows educators to address needs before they become significant barriers to learning. Remember, early identification not only supports at-risk students, but also enhances the learning environment for everyone. So let's prioritize these screenings as part of our commitment to quality education for all. All right, let's get into these tiers. Tier 1, universal instruction. This is where we ensure that all students receive the benefits of high-quality teaching. Does anyone have questions about how these screenings work in practice or about what universal instruction looks like in the classroom? Remember, the goal is to create an environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed through tailored support and comprehensive instruction. All right, Tier 2, or targeted support. This is where we focus on providing small group interventions for students who need a little extra help. The decision to move a student into Tier 2 is not taken lightly. It's based on a combination of screening results and insightful teacher observations. This ensures that we tailor the support to meet individual needs effectively. Remember, our goal is to support every student's journey by identifying those who need more assistance early. We create a nurturing environment where all students can thrive. All right, Tier 3, intensive intervention, is where we focus on individualized supports for students who haven't responded to the earlier tiers. This tier is about giving every student the chance to succeed by tailoring instruction to their unique needs. Accurate placement in Tier 3 is crucial, and it requires careful monitoring over time to ensure that each student's progress is on track. We need to be vigilant and proactive, observing changes and adapting our strategies to ensure that students thrive. Remember, this is about creating a supportive environment where every student can excel through personalized attention. As we move forward, it will be essential to discuss the challenges we face in implementing this model effectively. All right, challenges in RPS. First, there's a lack of trained staff. This includes teachers, paraprofessionals, and substitutes, which makes it difficult to deliver the support our students need. Second, communication gaps and resources shortages can create a bottleneck, meaning students might get stuck in tiers without the proper progress monitoring they require. This is especially true for our ESL and culturally diverse students who are at higher risk of falling through the cracks. So what can we do about this? Here are some recommendations. Increase the number of staff members. I want to say duh to this, but it's hard with a shortage. Hiring more teachers, paraprofessionals, and substitutes will provide the manpower needed to support our students effectively. We can also improve ESL support and classroom accommodations to ensure that all students, regardless of their background, have the opportunity to succeed. Maybe we can even have more group meetings like this and have more presentations about how we can help our ESL students. Lastly, enhancing data collection and professional development for RTI and multi-tiered system. Of supports, MTSS will ensure that we have accurate information and well-trained staff to make informed decisions. All right. Why all early childhood educators and administrators need to be aware of this topic. All early childhood educators and administrators need to understand RTI because the early years are the most important time to notice delays, behavioral concerns, or early signs of learning difficulties. RTI is designed to catch problems before they grow into bigger academic or behavioral struggles, which teachers don't understand. When teachers don't understand how RTI works, or when a school does not implement it correctly, students may go without essential interventions such as the RPS 205 case where a parent reported that required special education services were missing. Number 2, how this topic impacts or might impact the learning environment, both in the classroom and throughout the school environment. RTI directly shapes the climate and functioning of the classroom and the whole school. In the classroom, students who are struggling receive support before failure, which creates a more supportive and less stressful learning environment. Teachers can manage behavior better through Tier 1 and Tier 2 interventions, preventing escalation or classroom disruption. Early identification reduces frustration for both students and teachers. Students with disabilities receive the services they are entitled to, preventing gaps in learning. And now we can look across the school. A well-implemented RTI system reduces disappropriate discipline because behaviors are addressed with support rather than punishment. Students feel safer and more understood, which improves school culture. Staff communication improves because everyone shares data, progress monitoring, and intervention plans. Families build trust in the school, knowing their child's needs are being met. In the RPS 205 situation, the learning environment was negatively impacted when supports were missing, leading to complaints, frustration, and systematic inquiries. Effective RTI prevents these outcomes. Number 3, strategies administrators can use to support teachers around RTI. As administrators, you play a crucial role in supporting teachers with RTI. Let's discuss 2 key strategies. First, providing training and ongoing professional development is essential. Teachers need clear guidance on implementing Tier 1, 2, and 3 supports, documenting interventions, and tracking progress data. Consider organizing workshops or bringing in experts to ensure your teachers feel confident and supported. Second, it's vital to ensure access to specialists. Coordinate with interventionalists, school psychologists, special education teachers, and behavior specialists. This collaboration will equip your teachers with the necessary resources to effectively support all students. Remember, by empowering teachers with proper training and resources, we're setting up our students for success. So there are some more things we could look over. Monitoring, implementation, and checking for equity are crucial. Administrators should regularly review which students receive interventions, examine discipline and academic progress data, and ensure that supports are constantly delivered across all classrooms and grades. Secondly, fostering a collaborative culture is key. Teachers thrive when they have opportunities to share strategies, review data collectively, and engage in problem solving. Administrators can facilitate this by scheduling professional learning communities, encouraging co-teacher or coaching, and developing school-wide RTI teams. By focusing on these strategies, administrators can create an environment where teachers are supported and students receive the interventions they need. All right, number 4, strategies teachers can use to support students and colleagues. Emphasizing strong Tier 1 instruction is crucial. By differentiating instruction early, we can minimize the number of students requiring Tier 2 intervention. It's important to use positive behavior support rather than punishment. This approach helps in reducing escalation and creating a more supportive learning environment. Another key point is to document the documentation of interventions. Make sure to record the frequency, duration, and student response. This ensures we have accurate data to track progress. Early and consistent communication with families is vital. By keeping parents informed, they can better understand the support their child is receiving. Finally, using progress monitoring tools allows us to adjust instruction based on student needs. This is essential for student success. These strategies not only help students, but also set a foundation for the collaborative efforts we'll discuss. All right, some more strategies to support other teachers. Sharing is caring. When we share successful intervention strategies like effective small group routines, behavior supports, or reading interventions, we empower each other and emphasize our collective impact. Next, collaboration is key. By working together on Tier 1 lesson planning, we ensure consistency and equality in instruction across the grade. This unified approach helps all students regardless of which teacher they have. Additionally, supporting each other during RTI meetings by helping collect or interpret data strengthens our ability to meet diverse student needs. This collaborative effort ensures that no student falls through the cracks. Mentorship is another crucial element. Experienced teachers can make a significant difference by mentoring new teachers and documenting and delivering interventions. This support builds a strong foundation for success. Finally, active participation in RTI or MTSS teams is vital and ensures that every student's needs are visible and addressed. Together, through collaboration and sharing, we can foster a supportive environment where both students and teachers thrive. All right, thanks for sticking around. Conclusion. As we wrap up, let's reflect on the potential impact of RTI and MTSS when implemented effectively. These frameworks truly have the capacity to enhance student outcomes, but the key lies in precise execution. 3 vital impact components are essential: accurate screening processes and continual monitoring of student progress, and adequate resources. Without these, the system falls short. Our ultimate objective is to ensure that every student, particularly those in special education and ESL programs, receive support that is both timely and effective. Let's commit to making this goal a reality together. Here are some of my very fun citations. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes, I think it would be fun to have a discussion together about your experience as a teacher, administrator, any ideas we can do to help our RPS district, and then we can write them all down on the whiteboard. And I think this will be a really fun discussion for us. Thank you.